I am Johnny Massacre and welcome to my world. Tonight, Sony's State of Play broadcast where they announce a bunch of exciting new games for 2024 has apparently suffered a leak, and we have all of the potentially leaked new games inside this show for you tonight. Who is with me? Give me a hell yeah! So Sony State of Play is taking place this Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for my American viewers. You can see here on the PlayStation blog it says State of Play returns this Wednesday, and X is ablaze with rumors of leaks, and they seem to be true. There's a lot of leaks happening and various people are starting to confirm some of them, so it looks like most if not all of these are potentially true. So let's look at some of the imminent video games coming out. All my gaming friends out there, this should be quite exciting. These games are imminent. They're going to be coming out pretty soon, so let's have a look. Let's go on over to Sportskeeda, who say January 2024 State of Play leaked with Death Stranding 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and more PS5 games. Interesting. So they say while the leaks aren't officially confirmed by Sony, they come from industry insider Nick. According to the leaks, Sony is planning this year's first State of Play very soon, yada yada. And you can see Nick here on X, and he says on the 31st roughly, Ronins will rise, blah blah blah, trying to be kind of fancy on X and poetic, but just sounding a little bit annoying. And anyways, this is what you want to see. These are the games that are apparently going to be announced tomorrow. So we have Rise of Ronin, and this has been confirmed by Sony themselves, actually. So that's this really kind of cool ninja game that looks a little bit like Sekiro. And we have Death Stranding 2. So this is Hideo Kojima's next big game, obviously the guy who created the much loved Metal Gear franchise. Apparently we're also going to get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We're going to get Sonic Generations remaster, Silent Hill 2, a remake of the classic horror game, a new Metro game, a game called Judas, and a game called Until Dawn, among others. Okay, so Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is kind of interesting because there was Final Fantasy VII Remake, which was obviously a remake of that classic title. The game which I believe killed the Sega Saturn when that came out. It just destroyed Sega Saturn and expedited their impending doom as a company. And this is almost like extended lore. So they're going to take the classic game Final Fantasy VII and then they're just going to add to the storyline. So apparently this is going to be announced tomorrow. Let's have a look at some of these forthcoming games, and it's time to get a little bit excited because, well, they actually look kind of great. So we'll start with Rise of Ronin. This is a ninja game, and it looks a little bit like this.
時は人それぞれの鼓動に合わせて刻まれる。死して不朽の見込みあらば、いつでも死ぬべし。生きて大量の見込みあらば。So for those who are just listening and who cannot watch, we've got a cinematic scene where a ninja is being beheaded for his crimes. This game is developed by Team Ninja. We've got some young boys running across a burning field. So this is obviously the inciting incident in the hero's journey, and then they've become older and they have to get revenge for what they did to their family. There's a lot of rooftop play with a grappling hook, and there's a glider in this game, something Sekiro didn't have. Samurai actually has a gun, which is kind of cool, I guess, because samurais at one point in history did have guns. So the graphics, in my opinion, don't look incredible. Sometimes they look really decent and cinematic. The scale's quite good, but generally they look a little bit PlayStation 4-like. We've got a huge, bulky boss-type character that the protagonist is engaging with. And note the lack of diversity for modern audiences. Where's the diversity, man, in feudal Japan? Well, there isn't any because there wasn't any, and it's historically accurate. Why don't they update this for modern audiences? I'm a white guy in Japan, everyone. My narcissism feels like it's overflowing right now. Put me in the game. I want to see myself. Please, please. Otherwise, I'll call you a racist. No. The classic Japanese alpha voice. So that is definitely coming. So Sony have actually officially said that this is going to happen with a Rise of the Ronin. So I believe that is developed by Team Ninja. They made the Ninja Gaiden games, and also Dead or Alive and Neo, which is obviously kind of a Soulsborne type game. So that's going to be quite Soulsborne-y, and I'm excited about it. Chris Campbell in the comments says, have you played Ghost of Tsushima? Seems like something you might like. I haven't, because Sekiro was so good. I thought Ghost of Tsushima can't possibly be as good as Sekiro. Can it? Can it? Can it? What do you think? Chris in the comments. Okay, so other games that will be forthcoming tomorrow. So according to IGN, they say PlayStation State of Play looks set to feature Death Stranding 2 as Hideo Kojima advertises the event. So if Hideo Kojima is advertising the event, it must mean the sequel to Death Stranding is coming. And this is essentially confirmed by IGN. Look, Hideo Kojima has tweeted out State of Play. There's only one game he could possibly be making. So get ready for this. Get ready for this. So other games rumored to come are Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. So as I said, this runs with the story of the classic original Final Fantasy VII and creates a whole new world. So look out for that. That should be coming. And it looks like this, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. What do you think about this? So more samurai kind of swordplay here, but mixed with future stuff.
What happened to this place?
It was Sephiroth.
It can't be.
He wants to finish what he started.
Graphics look really good.
You coming?
Way ahead of ya! We have to help them.
Let's get to work.
So people are unhappy about one of those characters, right? Because apparently they desexualized her. Is it still like this for this game? Weeboos, can you confirm?
We can handle this. I will reclaim our world.
So this is like typical. I mean, it is the archetypal Japanese RPG. So I'm expecting very silly storylines and stuff. But I mean, fuck it. There's a dearth of good games these days. So why not give it a try? Apparently that's going to be announced tomorrow on the State of Play, which is quite interesting. Now, one of the leaks said that a classic horror game is being remade or remastered, but I think it's going to be a complete remake. Silent Hill 2. I've only played some of the latest Silent Hill games on the Xbox, but of course I know as a hardcore gamer that the original Silent Hills are some of the most treasured games ever in the history of gaming. So Insider Gaming runs with this headline about this leak: Silent Hill 2, everything we know about the remake. Okay. So they're saying in 2024, Konami is publishing a remake of Silent Hill 2, which is being developed by the Bloober team. So Bloober team, they're a development team who've made a lot of horror games, so they've got a lot of experience in the genre. And there's currently no screenshots or anything yet, but this is quite exciting because look, horror games are good. We all like a horror game, and the irony is not lost on me that at this event, a classic game potentially is coming out in the form of Silent Hill 2, which was supposed to be made by Hideo Kojima. So when he was still working with Konami before they fell out, he was actually in charge of making the new Silent Hill game, and then he was unceremoniously and unfairly, according to quite a few people, fired from Konami. And that guy is now at this event, apparently demonstrating his new game. So there's a bit of irony here that the developer who's supposed to be making this is actually still there, and he's making another game at the expense of Konami. So look out for Silent Hill 2. That should be quite good. So some dude has used the Unreal Engine to remake Silent Hill 4. So considering that Silent Hill 2 remake is probably going to use the Unreal Engine, you could expect something a little bit like this, with awesome graphics. So get ready. Your horror taste buds are going to be tickled very soon, according to this leak, with the reveal of Silent Hill 2 with these kind of graphics. So can you imagine how terrifying this is actually going to be? And I'm all about this. I'm all about this psychological horror because I never experienced the joy of the original 2 Silent Hills. So what better way to do it than with some sexy graphics I know. When they remade some Resident Evils, sometimes it wasn't as good, perhaps as in the case of Resident Evil 4. But I'm rather excited about this. So look out for this tomorrow. Potentially, the leak is going to come true. The Silent Hill remake is going to be announced at Sony State of Play Wednesday, 2024 at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So another game in the leak is Sonic Generations. And apparently this is going to have a lot of new stuff in it, this remake of Sonic Generations. And it might even have a new name. According to Game Rant, they say, according to a new claim, the rumored Sonic Generations remaster could have a new name and an increased focus on a certain edgy Hedgehog. The bullet points are: Sonic Generations, the popular 2011 platforming game, may soon receive a remaster, potentially with a new name and a focus on Shadow the Hedgehog. Speculation suggests that the remaster may be released in sync with the upcoming live-action film of Sonic the Hedgehog 3, creating a tie-in and capitalizing on the movie's release. However, nothing is confirmed yet, so fans will have to wait basically another day. So this game was like a combination of a side-scrolling Sonic the Hedgehog and Sonic Adventure with kind of 3D elements. And essentially what people are predicting is this is going to be called Sonic and Shadow. So this remake of Sonic Generations is going to have a much greater emphasis on Shadow the Hedgehog. This is one of the leakers online, Kurakasis, who says, regarding the Sonic game, for what I know, it is likely titled Sonic and Shadow Generations. So this was actually well received, unlike a lot of other Sonic games post Sonic Adventure 1 way back in the day. So if they can expand on the original and improve it and add some new elements, then it could be quite decent. So this YouTuber who's calls himself Sonic Hub with 500,000 subscribers. That's how niche Sonic is. That's how big the furry fandom is. All jizzing over Sonic and Shadow in unison. He essentially confirms this. He says this.
Let's talk about it. So, just to give you guys a timeline, the other day I talked about a leak that said a Sonic Generations remaster might potentially come at a PlayStation State of Play. And then, the very next day, not even 24 hours after that was leaked out, a PlayStation State of Play was officially confirmed. So basically, someone has some level of inside information about a Sonic Generations remaster or something to do with Sonic coming to the PlayStation State of Play. By the way, there's also 3 new Sonic.
So you can see a lot of these leaks are coming true, and obviously this close to this broadcast, leaks will happen. So I think this is all legit.
Games that leaked out as well. So we'll talk about those in a second, but first, let's get into the big news because we're probably going to get a big reveal for this tomorrow. I will be streaming, so make sure to turn on notifications and check that out. Well, let's just get into everything real quick. So here we go. We're on Twitter right here, and this person right here talked about this, I guess, actually 2 days ago. So they said SXSG.
So that's Kurakasis. This is the leaker who's essentially said the game is going to be called Sonic and Shadow. So look out for that one, Sonic fans. Another game that apparently is going to be announced is Metro, which is some kind of horror type game set in an Arctic wasteland, and that is, according to the same leaker, Kurakasis, is going to be on VR. So there are going to be some VR things announced. Sony officially said that, so look out for that one. And this is what the original or the previous Metro game looked like. So it's a first-person shooter. So anyone out there who's got a PlayStation VR, you could be looking forward to a new first-person shooter set in a kind of frozen dystopia with lots of monsters. So that could be quite good. Now, another game that apparently is coming is known as Stellar Blade. And this is a PlayStation 5 exclusive. And it has been described, perhaps lazily, as Elden Ring meets Cyberpunk 2077, a gorgeous open-world RPG. That's according to Gaming Bible. So should we have a look what Stellar Blade looks like? This might well be coming within 24 hours, bruv. Elden Ring meets Cyberpunk. I'll be the judge of that.
그날은 갑자기 찾아왔지.
Okay, so we've got a cyborg dude with his metallic skull exposed. His wizened old beard curling from his lower lip. And he speaks of an apocalyptic prophecy. Graphics look decent. Alright, I'm up for some new games. Come on, bro. This is the city of Zion with an X. At its peak, it was home to more than 100,000 people. Wow, a city built underneath the wasteland. Oh, we got jiggling boobies, so this can't all be that bad. I sense no wokeness here at all. Sign me up for this game! Look, we got Fit Bird! Oh my god, it's a rarity. God bless Japan. Mate, look at this! Look what she's wearing! Mate, we've got to get this game. But this looks awesome. Sign me up for this. Stellar Blade. I'll play this with a pint of Stella, mate. It's a big monster. So this looks Soulsborne. Looks Soulsborne. Mate, look at this. I mean, it's a Soulsborne, but it looks good. Soulsborne with science fiction. This is kind of what I wanted from FromSoft, but they made Armored Core, which was a bit dreary, although I haven't really got into it yet. Wow, this looks quite good. Bruv, I'm up for this. I'm so up for this. This looks amazing. Typical, like, ludicrously over the top Japanese action. Look, you got and sexy women, man. Come on, this game has got it all. Truly Sunshine agrees in the comments, says, Lord, just by the looks of it, it already looks like I'd like to play this game. Stellar Blade. Mate, look at this cyberpunk vibes. Come on. What's not to like? Oh man, so this might be announced tomorrow. I believe this might be announced tomorrow. I'm actually pretty sure, I think it might have even been officially announced. We can actually check this right now live on Johnny Massacre's World, your favorite YouTube show, which if you really love, please feel free to donate. Streamlabs.com/Johnny Massacre. I only announce it at the end. I don't bother you with ads. We've only got essentially 22 hours to go to meet our $1,000 target. We've only made $320. If I don't make basically another $300 by next month, I'm gonna, well, I can't pay my rent. So to make this show, I have to do it at the expense of a real job and making money another way. So if you do enjoy it, please consider being generous and parting with what you can so I can continue to do what I love and entertain you. So Stellar Blade, let's go back to Stellar Blade, PS5. Wow, 97% of users like this game, so this looks really, really awesome. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be officially announced at the State of Play. So I'm all about that. I cannot wait for that. I'm super, super excited. I'll be getting that without a doubt. Yeah, so according to IGN, it says, looks like Stellar Blade and Rise of the Ronin will be announced. Yeah. Yeah, so the official from PlayStation's account, it says, we're covering 15 plus games, including extended looks at Stellar Blade and Rise of the Ronin. So Stellar Blade is definitely going to be there. We can speculate upon its release. I'm praying it's soon. Stellar Blade release date. That just looks awesome. That looks really awesome. It was supposed to have come out in 2023. Okay, so fingers crossed for that one. Massacre mates. Let's hope Stellar. I'll be buying that. I'll be buying that. Okay. So other games that apparently leaked were Judas. So this is by the people who made BioShock. So this has been cooking for quite a few years, I believe. Let's take a look at this game, Judas. Potentially another FPS to be released.
The ship is dying. And my only way out of here.
BioShock, much loved franchise.
Damn.
This looks much like it. Stylistically, thematically. Oh look, it's very sci-fi, this one. Okay, so you know what I'm thinking. I don't have to say it. Okay, so this looks like this just looks like a BioShock sequel. It looks exactly like BioShock. And they've moved away somewhat from the steampunk and now it's just full-on sci-fi. But they use a lot of familiar environments, so it does look weirdly relatable, even though there's a lot of crazy shit going on.
And you know what? They're right.
Okay, so we got strong female protagonist. Is it Oakway? We're going to find out soon. So this is Judas. Does look quite interesting. Okay. Oof, okay. So potentially lots of first-person shooters on the way, my friends. And apparently in the leak also it said there's going to be a remake of this horror game called Until Dawn. So this was originally released for the PlayStation 4 in about 2015, I believe. So we're apparently going to get a remake of this. So lots of horror, Until Dawn, Silent Hill, and we've got lots of FPS kind of action. The one that I'm most excited about is Stellar Blade. I think that looks fucking awesome. The sooner that comes out, the better, bruv. And if that comes out soon, then it looks like we'll be having a lot of fun in the weeks and hopefully months to come. So that's pretty much it for today. Sony State of Play taking place Wednesday, the 31st of January at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to check that out to see all the forthcoming PlayStation 5 games. And I'll be back tomorrow, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and consider donating via the link in the top right. Much love to you and take care. Cheers.